The Princes of An, an epic poem of the Annunaki. In the dawn before the dawn, when silence held the deep, and the sky stretched forth his hand, and the earth did sleep, from their sacred union rose the mighty blooded line, the Annunaki, princely ones, the offspring of the divine. Offspring of An, the tablets say, Annunaki, the seven who decree the fates, the lords of destiny. Enlil, first and fiercest born, clove the heavens from the earth, lifted sky upon his shoulders, gave the lands their birth, and bore the stars of heaven's vault, Enki the southern deep, while Inanna blazed as Venus bright, and Utu drove the sun's bright keep. Nanna ruled the silver moon, Ninhursag mother of all green, and thus the Annunaki seven held the world between. They sat in judgment in the heights, they wrote the tablets of the years, they measured out the lives of men, their joys, their toils, their fears. In Eridu's shining temple halls, in Nippur's sacred throne, they gathered in assembly bright, and shaped the fates alone. But when Inanna dared the depths, and sought the underworld's dark crown, the Annunaki seven sat as judges, stern and without frown. They weighed her hubris in the balance, they spoke the word of death, and cast the goddess down in chains, and drew the final breath. Then came the turning of the ages, when heaven's order changed. The younger gods grew loud and proud, the elder ones were ranged against the rising of the new. In Hittite tongue they tell how the Annunaki, ancient ones, were cast to deepest hell. Banished by the younger host, they ruled the shadowed land, where Lelwani kept their thrones beneath the cold, unyielding sand. Yet, in the land between the rivers, when Babylon arose, a new song echoed from the thrones, a tale of greater woes. Tiamat, mother of the deep, in wrath her monsters bred, 11 horrors at her side, and Kingu at her head. The Annunaki trembled then, the Ijiji cried in fear, until from Ea's line there stepped a champion without peer. Marduk, son of Enki wise, with winds and net and bow, rose before the frightened gods and claimed the throne and vow. Grant me kingship over all, and I shall slay the beast, and from her corpse I'll fashion worlds, and bring the gods their feast. They gave him sceptre, throne, and might, they gave him 50 names. He rode the storm, he split the dark, he tamed the roaring flames. With 4 winds he distended her, with arrow pierced her heart, with axe he severed head from neck, and tore the world apart. One half he raised to form the sky, where stars in order wheel. One half became the solid earth, the rivers from her eyes did steal. From Kingu's blood he mixed the clay, and shaped the race of men, that they might bear the Ijiji's toil and free the gods again. The Annunaki built Esagila, Babylon's shining crown. 300 kept the heavens bright, 600 held the ground. They sang the 50 names of Marduk, each a thunderous chord, Lord of the winds, the fates, the stars, the judge, the cosmic lord. Yet still the old ones lingered on in memory and in stone, the banished elders of the deep, the gods the Hittites once had known. In treaties sworn by ancient names, in pits where piglets bled, the Annunaki heard the call from chambers of the dead. And in the later scrolls of Enoch, when watchers fell from grace, men saw again the ancient theme, the mighty ones who left their place, who took the daughters of the earth and taught forbidden arts, who sired giants on the land and broke the bounds of hearts. The Annunaki of the tablets, the Nephilim of flame, 2 faces of the same old tale, 2 echoes of one name. So sing, O scribes of long ago, upon the clay you pressed, the princes born of Annunaki, who gave the world its rest. They decreed the fates of humankind. They built the walls of time. They warred with chaos, split the deep, and shaped the world's design. From heaven's height to underworld, from golden throne to pit, the Annunaki walked the ages, and the tablets still remember it. A note on sources and interpretation. This poem draws directly from the ancient Mesopotamian texts referenced in the provided material, the earliest Sumerian references. Inanna's descent into the netherworld, the Enuma Elish, the Atrahasis epic, Hittite Hurrian traditions of the former gods, and the celestial associations of the major deities. The core narrative, origins from An and Kai, role in decreeing fates, underworld judgeship, reorganization under Marduk, creation of humanity to relieve the Igigi, and the symbolic transfer of power through the 50 names, is grounded in the cuneiform record. The connections to the Book of Enoch's Watchers and Nephilim are noted in the poem as later thematic echoes recognized by scholars, not as direct historical identity. Modern claims are treated in the source material as pseudo-history, rejected by mainstream Assyriologists and historians for misrepresenting and decontextualizing the texts. The poem therefore keeps the focus on the ancient mythological tradition, while acknowledging how these stories have continued to resonate and be reinterpreted across millennia.